online radio and TV. My name is Eric Frazier. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for finding us on Blog Talk Radio and our website, thepowerisnow.com. Folks, today I have a special guest, an author of The Amazing Adventures of Oliver Hill. This is a great children's book, and I had a chance to read it just today. In fact, it's a quick read, and I'm excited about it because some of you may know I am a poet as well. And the poetry and the lessons here are just really tremendous. Havilah Malone and Diane Lampe are the authors, co-authors of this book, and it's illustrated by Eugene O. Now, before I bring on Havilah, let me share a little bit about her background. She's an author and speaker from New Orleans who graduated from college at the age of 19 with a degree in arts and communications and a minor in psychology. Havilah is also a youth advocate and founder of the nonprofit foundation Living Beyond the Box, Inc. The foundation premier program is Everybody Loves Barbie, fosters a self-empowerment movement that helps youth break the silence of abuse and develop courage and confidence to live life on their own terms. Havilah is the youngest of 4 brothers and sisters and attributes most of her success to the Napoleon Hill principles she learned as a youth. She is a certified instructor for the Napoleon Hill Foundation, from which this book has originated. So Havilah, thank you for joining us today on The Power Is Now.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Havilah, I'm very impressed by your background. The fact that you were able to finish school at the age of 19, how did that happen?
Yeah, actually, I ended up graduating from high school when I was 16, and then I was out of college at 19. I was a very determined youth. You know, a lot of people was like, oh, you're just, you're super smart, or you're a genius. It was like, no, I was determined to get out of school. So I found every way, I wasn't a lot of honors classes, so I was ahead of my time, but then I learned the system. And in life, you want to learn the system so that you can master it. So I found ways to be able to get additional credits and skip ahead and test out of a lot of things and, move that school career on a little bit faster than most. So.
Well, congratulations on doing that. It just gave you a head start in getting some things done. Like, for example, this nonprofit foundation, Living Beyond the Box, Inc. Tell us about that.
Well, Living Beyond the Box is a passion project of mine and the work we do with Everybody Loves Barbie, because I actually, as a youth, I collected Barbies for probably over 20 years. And I had a collection of over 300 Barbie dolls, mint condition, never opened in the box. And what a lot of people didn't know was the reason why I collected those Barbies. And I was actually a victim of child molestation when I was a youth. And for me, the Barbie stood for all the things that I wanted. I wanted to be beautiful and I wanted to be confident. And I kept them in the box because they were protected. And so once I finally got up the courage and, did a lot of self-development work and I was able to break my silence, I decided to form this nonprofit organization to be able to help other youth to be able to break that silence as well. So we actually use the dolls to be able to raise money for different nonprofit organizations. We do mentoring with youth and put on special events for them and just do a lot in the community to raise awareness and help children take their power back.
Now, Havilah, I see that this probably played a big role in your getting involved with the Napoleon Hill Foundation, because you're about empowering people. You gained some tools, obviously, and amazingly using Barbie as that kind of ideal person you wanted to be, protected and beautiful, right? And so I love that. And I have to say, I think you're the first person I've ever met that owns 300 Barbies. So I'm going to check that off my list here. Congratulations, 300 Barbies in mint condition. Do you still own any of them, or are they all sold now?
We still do have some. As a matter of fact, a part of the thing, we do collect dolls now from, other people who like to donate them into the organization, and we use them to raise money for the programs that we do.
Well, that's fantastic. So tell me about the Napoleon Hill Foundation, because it is, I guess, the platform from which this book, The Amazing Adventures of Oliver Hill, comes from. How did you get involved and become a co-writer on this great book?
Yes, that's a tremendous story itself. Even when I was younger, I was introduced to Napoleon Hill's Principles of Success. And there was some of it that I took in and used, and there was some of it that I didn't quite get at the time. So, I didn't utilize it to its fullest. And as I got older and more influence started coming to me saying, okay, Napoleon Hill, these principles of success in the Think and Grow Rich, this is it. Matter of fact, Think and Grow Rich is the 10 best-selling books. It's created more millionaires and successful people than any other success philosophy in the world. And so I actually decided that I wanted to go and get a deeper understanding, a deeper application of the principles. And the Napoleon Hill Foundation offers a course to become certified in those principles of success. So I decided to take that journey. And during that time of working with the foundation, some gifts and talents and skills kind of came to the fore that ended up bringing about this project, which is actually a history-making project of bringing these 17 principles of success to children around the world for the first time ever.
Well, congratulations on becoming a certified instructor of Napoleon Hill's Foundation and the influence that it's had on your life. But it's clear that the seeds of success and empowering people was planted in you, before Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill just was a platform to help you bring it out. Now, tell me about how does one become a certified instructor from the Napoleon Hill Foundation? And then we're going to dive into the 17 steps in a minute here.
Yeah, great question. As a matter of fact, if individuals are interested in learning more about those principles or becoming a certified instructor for the foundation, then you can go to naphill.org. So it's NAPHIL.org. And the process, it's a 3-part process. And there's a home study course that you'll do on your right to be rich, which is one of Napoleon Hill's works. There's an 18-week online course that you take in the PMA of the course of success that you do with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And then there's a live leadership event that you go to and actually work with the director of the foundation and a lot of their key leaders. And it's a week-long event that you go to. And then, of course, you have tests and assignments and all kind of things that have to happen. So for most people, it usually takes about a year to complete the process. Some people it takes a little bit longer, but it is at your pace. But what you gain in the process, not only for yourself and really embedding those principles in you and understanding them to a whole nother level, but then also having the ability to then share that with other people. I mean, it's priceless, and it's so worth the effort, the time that it will take. Because if you're a person, and obviously if you're listening to The Power Is Now, and you're listening to this program, it's because you are about taking your life to the next level. And this is a program that can help you do that.
We're listening to Havilah Malone, co-author of The Amazing Adventures of Oliver Hill. When we come back after this break, we're going to talk about the 17 principles that are listed in this book and this approach to children, which is amazing, folks. Hang in there with us. We'll be right back right after this commercial break.
This is The Power Is Now Radio. We've recently launched the PIN magazine, and we're looking for contributors. The good news is you don't have to be a real estate agent or even in the real estate business. We have 22 sections, including art, education, music, politics, entertainment, technology, and many others. If you can write, send us an email at editor@thepowerisnow.com and let's talk. Live in the present and make it count. The power really is now.
And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to The Power Is Now. Folks, I'm having a great time listening to Havilah Malone. And for those of you who are listening on Blog Talk Radio, well, head on over to thepowerisnow.com and check out Havilah Malone. Not only is she extremely bright and intelligent, but she's absolutely beautiful. And she's a leader, and she's a motivator and a speaker. Havilah, what is it that you don't do? Seriously. And she's an author of this book, co-author, The Amazing Adventures of Oliver Hill. Now, Havilah, before the break, you talked about becoming a certified instructor for the Napoleon Hill Foundation, and what a life-changing process it is. It takes about a year to go through that program. So clearly, it's not some online certificate thing that you can get for a few dollars, right? I mean, actually, it's pretty reasonable in terms of cost, but there's real work to be done. And when you come out at the end of it, you are changed. Am I right?
You are completely changed, because it gives you an opportunity to take these 17 principles of success and truly embed them into your DNA. So this is not for the faint of heart. This is not for people who are looking for the get rich, get the growth quick kind of scheme. It's not for you, but for people who are serious about bringing their business, their personal lives, their projects to the next level through these principles of success. It's a no-brainer. It's something that you must do for your own development.
Now, Havilah, let's talk about these 17 principles of success by Napoleon Hill. Now, this book actually was written many, many years ago, and it is still very relevant, very powerful, very apropos to today's business environment, salespeople, managers, anyone trying to lead organizations or just trying to take their lives and their business to the next level. Talk through the 17 principles here, and let's then transition to how it relates to children, because this is grown-up stuff he's talking about here, and it kind of surprised me that there's a children's book dealing with it.
When we're talking about those 17 principles of success, these are universal principles to be able to help you in whatever endeavor in life that you're trying to accomplish. And these principles, yes, through Think and Grow Rich, which is the original writings that was published in 1937 by Napoleon Hill. For those individuals who are familiar with that work or who have read it, it's some deep information, that's there. But now we were able to take that information and break it down into short children's stories to make it so palatable. So you're talking about learning about definiteness of purpose through a story like the Amazing Lemonade Stand, or you're talking about learning about the Mastermind Alliance through the ice cream contest. So things that make it so simple because we learn in stories, we see things in pictures. We learn through stories best, because when people are like just putting information at you, sometimes one ear, out the other one. But when you hear a story that's engaging and you can see yourself in that adventure, then it's like the principles that are in the story become embedded inside of you. And they're all done in rhyming format, which helps with retention. So even for parents who are reading these stories to their children, you are getting the information just as much as your child is getting the information, because it's also going in your ears as it's coming out of your mouth. So yeah, it does go through all 17 of those principles. So we're also talking applied faith, teamwork, learning from adversity and defeat, cosmic habit force, and all in very simple, palatable, easy to digest, understand ways of telling these like fun, adventurous children's stories. So it really was an ingenious project foundation, embarked upon, and I was so grateful to be a part of, how that even all unfolded. And we were there for the leadership certification course, and our entire class was given an assignment, very similar to Napoleon Hill. He was given an assignment by Andrew Carnegie, but the foundation directors gave us an assignment to write a 1-page children's story based on a principle that was assigned to us. So I got the little slip of paper in my hand, and it said, no, it had a number 10 on it. And I looked at 10 and I was like, okay, cool, enthusiasm. And I picked my writing partner. So I picked Ms. Diane Lampy. We had an hour to write this children's story. And there was something when we sat down to write about enthusiasm, it just started coming out in this rhymed form, and we just went with it. So we wrote the story back to present in front of the class, and reaction was overwhelming. We both looked at each other and we were like, okay, we have something here. And as we were leaving, the director of the foundation came up to us and was like, do you all think you can do that with each and every one of those principles of success? And we were like, we're certainly going to give it a try. Yes. And come to find out, because it was really ordained, because principle 10 is actually accurate thinking. For some reason, there was a blinder that got put on my eyes, and when I looked down at that paper and it's 10, I was like, it's enthusiasm. Come on, that's what we're writing a story about. And how fortunate it was. has been what has really propelled this project forward to be able to touch as many lives as it has. So everything happens just the way it's supposed to, and I'm just really grateful to be a part of this.
Havilah, what a great story. And I'm so happy for you that your enthusiasm and your great poetry inspired the leadership there to ask you to write 17 poems on these 17 principles. And folks, I've had an opportunity to read these 17 poems, and being a poet, I was very impressed on how they were able to make it all rhyme and stay on task with the theme and the idea that that they're trying to get children to understand. Now, Havilah, what's your favorite poem of these 17 principles here? And for those folks, let's put it up on the screen. We're going to put it up on the screen, the book, The Amazing Adventures of Oliver Hill. This is great for kids. You've got to go get it. You can go to Amazon and pay for it there. And if you're interested in becoming a certified coach, not necessarily to read the children's book, but to help anybody, I mean, please get the book and read it to every child you can find. But if you're interested, reach out to Havilah Malone. Her information is on the screen. You can contact her by phone or by email, and she'll give you some more information and insight on the coaching program or the certification program, which actually I'm going to ask some more questions about that, Havilah, after this. But before we get there, it got me all excited here. What's your favorite poem or principle here? And read it for us. Why don't you read it for us?
I would love to. As a matter of fact, I actually there are two that are my favorite, but I'll give you my number one favorite. And before I share it with you, I'm going to tell you why it's my favorite. So, matter of fact, the story Pay Yourself First, which is principle 16 on budgeting time and money. And the reason why I love this one so much is because my very first introduction as a youth to the Napoleon Hill Foundation was through their Audio Renaissance CD that they did a rendering of The Richest Man in Babylon in a dramatic, audio version, and telling that story and that parable about paying yourself first. And that was the first principle that I put into play into my life that helped to change my financial situation. So that is why, when we had opportunity to write this story, I was like, it's my favorite. So I will share it with you all. So again, this is Pay Yourself First. This is principle 16 on budgeting time and money. It says, Big Zeke was looking up at the sky as planes raced and flew really high. In an instant, they would flip upside down and loop and loop and loop all around. Big Zeke and his dad enjoyed the high flyer show. They were so glad they decided to go. After the high flyer show came to an end, into the gift shop Big Zeke went to spin, spin, spin. He picked up everything from model planes to goggles, and even a t-shirt and pens. Paying no attention to costs, his shopping had no end. Once his arms were overflowing with things to buy, he walked up to the register and stepped aside, looking to his dad to buy it all. But his dad replied, "Nice try. Where's your money to buy all of this, son? You get a weekly allowance and now you have none?" Big Zeke said, "I have no idea where my money goes. As soon as I get $1 in my hand, it slips through my fingers like grains of sand. I can't help but spend it. Isn't that what you do?" No, son. There's a lesson I want to share with you. A lesson that will last your whole life through. Big Zeke, this is something I wish I learned as a child, said Dad, wrapping his arm around him as he smiled. You never want to spend more money than you earn. Pay yourself first is the lesson you must learn. Set aside at least 10% or more if you can. Here, son, let me help you to understand. Out of every single dollar you make, listen carefully, son, 10 cents is yours to take and put aside to save and grow for you. At first glance, this may seem like a small amount, but over time, it can become humongous and count. You'll be able to do whatever you want to do, including buying model planes, even real ones too. Big Z got excited and began to understand that saving his money was the perfect plan. He decided today was the best day to start. Paying himself first would play a big part in helping him get the money he would need to bring about his wildest dreams indeed. His dad allowed him to pick one item from the bunch that he'd treat him to, along with his favorite lunch. Big Zeke picked the model plane he saw on the show as his symbol of how he would make his money grow. Big Zeke hugged his dad with all of his might, as he knew his future would be very, very bright.
Yay!
Pay yourself first. The Principle 16 on budgeting time and money.
Wow, that was great, Havilah. You are a bona fide poet. Seriously, that's fantastic. And how perfect it is for kids. I mean, have you had a chance to read it in front of a group of kids? What was the reaction?
Oh my goodness. Like the feedback that we have gotten from children, from parents, like we actually get written testimonials in from kids. We've gone into like community centers. We're actually right now working with the school system to be able to get the book incorporated into the programs in the schools. We've partnered with the University of Virginia. They're Napoleon Hill scholars in the University of Virginia are using this book for all of their community outreach into grade schools, middle schools, high schools, and Job Corps programs. Like there's a program here in New Orleans where I am located out of called GROW, and it's Girls Reaching Out Works Wonders. It's actually a department in the juvenile court girls as an alternative for them going into the detention centers. Like it is making such a tremendous impact on people's lives. We're actually, and matter of fact, I'll put this call out. I'm looking for a university or a research facility to do a 10-year study on how children getting these principles now as a part of their foundation will literally help shift the next generation. So for those of you who have connections into that, then please reach out to me, because this is something we're going to make happen.
Havilah, what a great time to provide your information. For those who are listening on Blog Talk Radio, Havilah, share your contact information for anyone interested in reaching out to you to learn more about becoming a certified instructor and or getting involved with this research project that you've mentioned, which I think is a great idea.
Yes, please. You can reach out to me by email at ask@havilahmalone.com. That's ask@HAVILAHMALONE.com. Or you can call me directly at area code 504-329-0662. So definitely do not hesitate. Don't, hold back. If you know teachers, educators, you as parents, mentors, it's a book that you need to have in your collection. Because we say, hey, what if we had known this as children? What if we had this as a foundation for our growth and development? A lot of things that we have to now unlearn as adults, we can give that to our children. So our movement right now is about fueling the future, and you can be a part of that today.
Well, the Powers Now is a part of it. I'm telling you, the Powers Now is going to make this available on our website. We'll provide the link on our website on this show page. If you're on thepowersnow.com or on blogtalkradio.com, just look on the show notes and you'll see the link to go and buy this book. And then reach out to Havilah and look into becoming a coach. Havilah, you and I are going to talk. I'm thinking about becoming a coach or get a certified instructor, that is, for the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And really just taking my business, my life to the next level. I don't know anyone who's arrived, and so we can all, gain something from instruction and from mentoring and from information, especially from the Napoleon Hill Foundation, all of that, which is built upon the principles that Napoleon Hill wrote about many, many years ago. So there's one other poem here.
I love that you said that, because matter of fact, even the author Keith Cameron Smith, from the top 10 distinctions between millionaires and the middle class, he said that one of the distinctions is that millionaires believe that learning never ends. We know that we are eternal students, where the middle class thinks that, hey, after school ended, my learning ended. So we know to be able to move our lives forward, there's always information to gain. And so we put ourselves in the position to be able to do that, then we can truly make the impact with our lives that we really want. And you can live the life that you want because it's available to you. So you are absolutely right. Learning will increase your earning. So
I like that. Folks, we're listening to Havilah Malone, author, speaker, co-author, and speaker of The Amazing Adventures of Oliver Hill by Havilah Malone and Diane Lampy, illustrations by Eugene O. Folks, this is a great book, a lot of great poems. I have to tell you, my favorite one is the ice cream contest. Yes, and the principle here is the Mastermind Alliance. And I know for me, everything I've ever achieved is because I've been part of a group, a team. I have been able to partner or be mentored or gain information from others. And I think so many people miss out on opportunities because they think that they think it's new. They think what they have is unique, or what they're doing is unique, and there's nothing new under the sun. Masterminding is the only way to go. And so, if you don't mind, I'd like to read your poem.
I would love it.
I don't know if I can do as good a job as you can, but I'm going to give it a shot here. And then we're going to give our audience members one more opportunity to reach out to you and get involved with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. So, folks, this is called the Ice Cream Contest. It was that special time of year when the county fair hit the high gear. People came from everywhere to compete in the contest at the fair. Oliver wanted to find something he could do to participate in the contest too. When he looked down the list, to his surprise, an ice cream flavor contest caught his eye. He thought what a fun contest that would be, to create a yummy flavor and win easily. And getting to eat ice cream all day wasn't such a bad price to pay. The milk from his cow was of the highest grade, and would create the best ice cream ever made. He knew he couldn't do it alone, so he decided to pick up the phone. Oliver thought to himself, who will I call that can make a flavor that will be pleasing to all? Julie, that's who. She makes the best sweets. I love them, don't you? He asked Julie to come, and she readily agreed. A new ice cream flavor. That's brilliant indeed. Wait, there's more, Oliver chimed in. We still need a helping hand to ensure our win. Who came to mind? Well, wouldn't you know, it was our friend and good neighbor Joe. He had the strength to churn the ice cream all day. Just add sugar and cream and the best milk in town. And with Julie's flavor, they'll win the best all around. The work began and the fun did too. Eating lots of ice cream was a dream come true. When the flavor hit their tummies, everyone agreed it would be the winner, guaranteed. Now came the day the county fair had arrived. We're ready, Julie, Joe, and I. As the judges taste all the flavors that were there, we were right. Our ice cream was beyond compare. We won the trophy and took first prize, doing it together, Julie, Joe, and I. I love that.
Awesome!
I love that. Now, one of the reasons why I like this poem is because of the principle here of working together as a team, right? And I know I'm in the real estate business, I'm in the mortgage business, I'm in marketing and advertising. I don't know any of that on my own. It is truly a team effort. And being able to find the right people with the right talent and the right skills and the right abilities, that's what makes a great team. The other reason why I like it is I love ice cream and I'm lactose intolerant, so it kills me every time I eat it.
I'm lactose intolerant too.
I'm a glutton for punishment. I had ice cream for Valentine's Day and I shouldn't have. I paid for it the next morning.
That is so funny. I know I love it, but it does not love me back.
No, it does not. Havilah, it's been great having you on the show, and thank you so much for coming to the Power Is Now and to our audience to share this wonderful book, The Amazing Adventures of Oliver Hill. And I think it's what's really impressive to me is the fact that this is for children. And I didn't have anything like this when I was coming up. My parents didn't sit down and read books like this when I was coming up, and I didn't do it for my kids. What a great tool that you and Diane have created. Congratulations to you. I salute you on behalf of the Power Is Now tribe for doing just an incredible job in putting together this wonderfully illustrated book and these incredible poems.
Well, thank you so much. And you know what? It was really a passion project for us. As a matter of fact, we did this as a service project to the Napoleon Hill Foundation. So 100% of the proceeds from the sales of the books go back to the Napoleon Hill Foundation, which is a nonprofit institute. It's a learning institute to be able to help share these principles and help change lives all over the world. And we love too that it's available not only in English, but also in Spanish, so that it literally can help impact so many lives around the world. And it's just something that we love it, and there's so much benefit that is coming from it, and we are going to be a part of changing this next generation for the better.
Havilah, share your information one more time. And I'm not going to let you go just yet, though. I have one more question for you. But share your information one more time for those who are listening on the radio, how they can get a hold of you.
Absolutely. So you can reach out to me via email at ask@havilahmalone.com. That's ask@havilahmalone.com. Or you can call me directly at area code 504-329-0662. And I'm also connected on all social media platforms. So if you want to reach out to me via Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, it's all at Havilah Malone. So I'd love to hear from you. Reach out. Don't hesitate. If you have questions, I'm right here.
Now, Havilah, we have a tradition on this show, and we never let anyone go without asking this question. What does the phrase, "the power is now," mean to you in the context of who you are and what you do?
That is such a powerful phrase. And even what hits me when I hear that in the context of me is that right now, this is the year, this is the time, the season of manifestation. The power is now. All of those seeds that have been planted over the years, of the things, the projects, the ground, they're all manifesting now. They're all in a period of growth right now. So how this power is being felt across the world through this powerful tool of the amazing adventures of Oliver Hill. That's the power.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Havilah, for joining us all the way from New Orleans. Folks, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. But folks, that's another wrap of The Power Is Now. Online radio and TV, please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Let everybody know about The Power Is Now. It's a great resource for anyone looking to buy or sell real estate, or just get the information you need to take your life, your business to the next level. We've been listening to Havilah Malone, co-author of The Amazing Adventures of Oliver Hill. Please get the book. And if you would like more information, please reach out to her directly. She'll be happy to talk to you and guide you to whatever path you want to go with the foundation. Well, thank you again for joining us. Remember, we are at our best and we maximize our success when we act now. The power is now.
Is Now Mortgage Services is a mortgage brokerage licensed by the State of California Bureau of Real Estate, license number 1980407, and the National Mortgage License System and Registry license number 1435243, and is a division of The Power Is Now, Inc., license number 01980407. The Power Is Now, Inc. is not affiliated with any state or federal agency. The Power is Now Real Estate Services is also licensed by the State of California Bureau of Real Estate. License number 01980407, and is a division of The Power is Now, Inc. The Power is Now, Inc. is an equal housing lender. Our corporate office is located at 3739 6th Street, Riverside, California, 92501. Our telephone and fax number is 800-401-8994. Eric Lawrence Frazier, MBA, is a California licensed loan originator, NMLS license number 461807, and is a licensed real estate broker, California Bureau of Real Estate license number 011-43484. Restrictions may apply to all loan programs. The information and/or data is subject to change without notice. All loans are subject to credit approval. The information presented is not a commitment to lend or extend credit. Not all loans or products are available in all states. The Power is Now Mortgage Services and Real Estate Services are a division of The Power is Now, Inc. The Power is Now, Inc. is only licensed to conduct business in the state of California.